What's going on, guys, and welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where every single week right here in the show, I, Graham G.S. Matthews, break down all the original programming that I watch on the WWE Network. Today we're talking the Walk with Elias special, the documentary that aired after Raw on the network this past week. All in kayfabe. All in kayfabe. If you're an Elias fan, you'll enjoy it. Otherwise, it's pretty throwaway. It's no WWE 24, but for what it is, for the time it's given, it's about 38, 39 minutes. It's enjoyable. So again, like I said, it's all tongue-in-cheek. It's all kayfabe. It basically is designed to be a promotional tool, just to hype up the upcoming album from Elias. And I say upcoming, but it was released last week. I think back on July 23rd, the Sunday before Raw, that weekend, whatever. But the album is out on iTunes as we speak. They put out like a little mini special with Elias on the network. It's also on the WWE YouTube channel in its entirety. The Elias Bourbon Street concert from WrestleMania 34 weekend a few months ago. So you can watch that in its entirety as well. This kind of takes us behind the process and the making of the album and the concert and everything else that is Elias so far in 2018. So we kick off the special with Elias talking with Peter Rosenberg during WrestleMania week, hyping up the upcoming album, Walk with Elias. And he says now is the time for an album because he can't hold it in anymore. He needs to share his musical talents with the world. He starts the process in recording his album the day after Raw 25 in New York City. Several superstars comment on this, including The Miz, including Jonathan Coachman, Seth Rollins, a few others asking, like, why the hell is he making an album? Some people are praising it. Some people are like, I didn't even know he had an album. This guy's terrible. Bailey's commenting on it as well. So he starts the recording process. CFO Money, or CFOs, I thought it was CFO Money, but I guess it's CFOs. They worked with Elias on the album, so they discuss working with him and the prima donna that he is. Elias brings up his upbringing in Pittsburgh and growing up a wrestling fan and looking up to Eric Clapton. He was given a guitar by his dad growing up, and that was what led him to becoming the entertainer and the singer that he is today. And he said that getting to WWE was, quote-unquote, quite the journey. Jonathan Coachman said that he has that connection with the crowd that very few people do, which he's accurate about. Jonathan Coachman spews a lot of crap on Raw commentary every single week, but he is right about that, where Elias has such a connection with the crowd, I think bigger than anyone ever anticipated when he was first called up to the main roster back in 2017, a little over a year ago. He has really superseded expectations in just being this great weekly staple on Raw that is always entertaining and always really a recurring highlight on an otherwise dull show. So anyway, Elias takes credit for WWE success and like the stock market and live event attendance being up and all this other stuff. He talks with the guy from Loudwire, the magazine or website, whatever. He thinks it's Rolling Stone. He insists that he's talking to Rolling Stone and not the Loudwire magazine. Elias records 2 new songs in New York City in mid-March, a few weeks out from WrestleMania. He disses the people that he works with and brings them down and says they're kind of slowing down the process here. I'm the real star. This was the same day where he worked in a Madison Square Garden house show, I think on a Friday or Saturday night. I think it was the Friday night they worked Madison Square Garden. And he hypes up the show right outside the arena. He buys out this billboard or the Titantron of sorts in MSG, not inside the building itself, but like outside of the building, if you know what I'm talking about, that like shows, upcoming shows and stuff. He gets his face on there. He talks about working MSG right outside the arena, and he also discusses performing in front of that audience. He also talks about how he thinks he'll be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame someday, which is ridiculous, but I mean, this is all in kayfabe, as I had said earlier. So he holds his 3rd recording session the week before WrestleMania, which goes well. He completes the process in getting the album done, sealed, signed, and delivered. He arrives in New Orleans for WrestleMania 34 week. They put together a mini concert on Bourbon Street, like I said, which you can watch in its entirety on the WWE Network as well as on the WWE YouTube channel. It's entertaining. It's exactly what you would expect, but the crowd is great. Elias is great. It's very entertaining stuff. He talks about how it was covered by several news outlets, both in the media and in wrestling, whatever. And he plans to give the greatest performance of a lifetime at WrestleMania 34. He gets distracted beforehand by chatting with celebrities backstage, including friggin' Ronda Rousey and Maria Menounos and a few others, and talks about how he could not fully focus because of that. But he goes out there, he interrupts John Cena. They don't show that part. They only really show Elias coming out on the stage, and the crowd reacting to him and Elias singing very briefly. But he thinks that people will remember his performance forever from the grandest stage of them all. So as we close out, he says that he has bigger performances in store moving forward. We're told that his album landed number 12 on the overall charts on iTunes, which I think is accurate. I do not think that's fake news. I'm pretty sure that actually happened. That was a quote from Michael Cole from last week's Raw when he talked about Elias' album cracking the iTunes charts. I think people listen to it just because they want to hear what it sounded like, not because it's any good. But good on him. Elias is a star, and it was great that he got some success from the album. I'm not sure if it's still in the top 10 or top 12, whatever. I doubt it. But still good on him for making it up that far on the charts. And he says, to close it out, the world can now see that I can do anything. That you have to walk with Elias to see that he can accomplish anything that he sets his mind to. So I enjoyed this, again, for a 38-minute tongue-in-cheek kayfabe special. I enjoyed it. It wasn't really anything worth watching, like must-see by any means. Like, you're not missing anything if you don't watch this documentary. Like I said, it's not a WWE 24. It kind of has like a rip-off feel of WWE 24 with all the interviews and the shots and whatever else. But it doesn't exactly take you behind the scenes. It's more of kind of like a play on Elias' album and making him out to be a bigger star than he actually is in the music industry. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. The 38 minutes flew by. And again, as an Elias fan, I was entertained by it. If you're not an Elias fan, I would not suggest going out of your way to watch it. It's not worth it. But again, for what it is, if you have nothing else to watch on the network, it's a fun little special under the originals category on the network. So again, guys, be sure to check it out. Walk with Elias, the documentary, as seen on the WWE Network. Thank you for checking out my review of the special. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more content. I will be back on Friday with my review of Season 1, Episode 2 of Ms. and Mrs. Episode 1 did not exactly light the world on fire, I didn't think, but hopefully Episode 2 is better. The season premiere, the series premiere, was pretty bad. I'm hoping Episode 2 is better, but the jury is still out on the show. So I will be talking about Episode 2 of Ms. and Mrs. this Friday on Network and Chill. Stay tuned for more content throughout the week, including an all-new #AskGSM, as well as more Wrestle Rant Radio excerpts on Thursday. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your week. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.